Hello friends, I hope you are having a wonderful day. I wanted to share with you that I made my first altered book. I'm really excited about it. If you saw my thrift store haul video, then you know I picked up some books that I was looking forward to working with. And so I've made my first one ever. This is my YouTube idea book. So I can't really call it a junk journal because I won't be journaling in it, but it is basically 12 months worth of ideas and things to kind of keep me on track. When I come up with an idea, I can write it in here. So in this video, I will show you the process that I used to create this book, and at the end, I will show you the end result. For my idea book, I chose to use the children's book, The Pokey Little Puppy. I'm going to flip through the pages of this craft paper and decide which ones I want to use. I love them all, so it's going to be hard to decide on my favorites. I think this picture of the shells will look good on the front and back cover. I started off by measuring the cover, and now I am cutting the paper to fit. In the spirit of trying to go through a bunch of old stuff I have that I want to get rid of, I'm going to go ahead and use this Elmer's glue so I can get it out of my house. I will tell you this, if I was making this book for someone else or I was going to sell it, I would never use Elmer's glue. But this is just for me. It's probably not something I'm going to keep for a very long time. So this is the choice I've made. To make my title, I found this cool kind of old looking paper. I'm going to crumple it up to give it some texture. And now I'm going to tear off the edges. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that on the front of the book. Again, I'm using Elmer's, which I would normally not do, but this book is for me, so it's okay for me to use it up. Now I will just press it down and work out all of the air bubbles and let it dry. Here I am just pressing all of the edges down to make sure that they're sealed. I want to make the first page of the book really pretty, so I have chosen a decorative piece. I'm sliding that piece of paper into the book and just drawing an outline for it so that I can cut it to the proper shape and size. And I always cut on the inside of my line because I would rather have my paper be smaller than the page than bigger than the page. I'm going to glue this in, but I am going to use a glue stick. Again, please know that I am only using this because this is my personal book. I'm not going to keep it. It doesn't need to be archival quality, and I want to get the glue sticks out of my house because I have no use for them anymore. So on a small piece of paper, I am writing the title of my book, and I will be putting that on the first page. Then I will go ahead and write that same title on the very front of my book. Now I'm going to have a little bit of fun, and I'm going to glue some gemstones onto the book. This will give the cover a little bit of sparkle. So here's the front of the book. I think it looks pretty cute. Now I'm going to glue the title onto the front page. I received a pamphlet from the city that I live in, and it has all of the activities that will be going on in town for the first quarter of the year. I'm going to cut out the activities that I'm interested in, and I'm going to paste those into my book. Most of these activities are things that I would vlog about. I'm preparing my second page now. So I slide the paper into the book, draw the outline, cut the paper, and then glue it onto the existing page. Each time I do this, I make sure to press out all of the air bubbles. Now to add a little pizzazz to the page, I am going to glue this piece of paper onto the edge, and then I'm going to write the month of January on it. And now I will begin gluing January's activity ideas into the book. The pages that I'm going to use for February are pretty cute, so I'm not going to cover them. I'm simply going to label them February, and then I will glue in the activity ideas for that month. I think the pages for March are really cute too, so I'm not covering them completely, but I am gluing my little activities into it. In April, there's a lot of live music, and I thought this picture was pretty cool, so I'm going to glue this whole thing in here. And also in April, we celebrate Earth Day, so I'm dedicating one whole page to information about Earth Day. So some of you know that my daughter does not like frogs, and in this book is the perfect picture of a frog. So I'm going to take that out and keep that for a different purpose. Moving on to May, I have chosen this adorable pink paper. I'm going to outline the paper as usual so I can get the right size and cut it, and then I will be adhering it to 2 of the existing pages in the book. While I was working on this project, I kept thinking about the inside of the front cover, and I really don't like it. I hadn't covered it, so I'm going to go back and cover it now. I just love this shiny paper I'm using. Moving on to June, I've picked another piece of really pretty paper and cutting it to size and gluing it in. I do want to tell you that I carefully removed some pages from the book so that I could fit the new pages in. I'm using some tape for reinforcement. Here's a quick look of me putting together the page for July. Now I'm putting together August. I think the picture in the book of the puppy is cute, so I'm not covering it. And I know that mermaids and puppies don't go together, but it's my book, and if I want them to go together, I can make that happen. Now in working on September, I am choosing my papers, cutting them to size, deciding what I think would look good. I think this paper that looks like water will look really nice. I'm using a metallic silver marker to write the word August on this label. Now I'm going to work on October. We've made it to November. We are working on December now. This will be our last page, and I just love all of this mermaid paper. Now that you have seen the process that I took to create my first altered book, I'm going to flip through it with you and show you some of the details up close. So, first we have the cover, and remember I crinkled this paper up and spread it out just to give it a weathered look. I thought that would look kind of cool. And I put some gems on there. I think you can see them. There's some gems, there they go, just to add a little sparkle and happiness. Then, when you open it up, I've got my name and again the title of my book, my YouTube idea book for the year. So page 1 is January, and I think that in the video you could see that I wrote that. And I had taken a pamphlet that came from my city that described some of the activities that we have in town, and I cut that up and put them in here. So here's some fun things that I'm going to do for January, and I left some of the original pages showing just because I thought the pictures were cute. And here's February, all sorts of fun things to do, plus my own personal list of things that I wanted to get done. I hope you can see the pictures okay. And here's March. I have vlog ideas, actually several vlog ideas, and some other ideas. Pre-planning for, in March, pre-planning for maybe Easter videos or something like that. And then here is, this is April, and April got 2 pages because one day in April we celebrate Earth Day. So on this page, I just cut out a bunch of stuff about Earth Day and put it on here, and I figure I might make an Earth Day video. So, just kind of spreading awareness. So here's May. The pamphlet that the city sent me only goes through, I believe, April. Yeah, the last things were in May and there wasn't that much. So, but that's really far down the road, but as I get ideas, I can write it on my little piece of paper here or add them in. And then June, again, now we're getting really empty. July, fancy put the name here. August, September, October, November, December. So, and something I believe that I mentioned in, oh, and I did the back. So that's cute, and it says mermaid hair, don't care. Something I mentioned in the video as I was making it is that I know that I used Elmer's glue, and I would never do that to a piece that I wanted to keep long term, or a piece that I was going to sell or make for somebody as a gift. You know, it's not acid free and all that. So just to reiterate that, I would tell you that I'm trying to use up some stuff in my house that I will no longer use, or that, you know, my kids, they're grown so they don't use it anymore. So I'm gonna kind of get it out of the house and use it up. And this was the perfect thing to use it on, because this is not something I need to worry about keeping for, you know, 15, 20 years. This is something that when I'm done with it, I'm done with it. But I had a really good time making it, and I learned a lot. It was perfect to make my first book for myself because it didn't really matter how it turned out. But I'm happy with it. I think it's cute, and I think it'll do the job. So I appreciate you watching my video. If you enjoyed spending this time with me, please give me a thumbs up. And also, please consider subscribing to my page. I would appreciate it. I'm working my way to 100 subscribers, and if you can help me out, that would be so awesome. I hope you have a wonderful day. As always, thanks for watching.